Hello, water signs, my Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio people. I am here today a little bit late to do your September readings for the first half of September 2019. So, these readings are intended for your sun sign. However, if you are drawn to watch for your moon sign, your rising sign, or another one of your signs, you can absolutely do that. Do whatever you feel called to do. Some weeks you may feel called to watch for a certain planet. Other weeks you may not, or you may want to watch for a different one. Follow your intuition and do what you feel called to do, okay? And if you are not a water sign, there are also readings for the other elements on my page for fire, earth, and air signs. So, with all of that said, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently today. I'm going to be doing more individualized readings for each sign, for all the water signs, in this one video. So I'm going to be doing a smaller reading for Pisces, for Cancer, and for Scorpio. And they are going to be time-stamped in the description box below so that you can skip to your reading for your sign if you would like to, okay? So I'm going to get started, and I'm starting with Pisces. What else did I want to say? That was all I needed to say, but maybe not. We'll see. Oh, if you like the way I'm doing things this week, which is a little bit different than I've been doing things, comment below. Or if you feel like you prefer the way I was doing things before, also comment below. I'd love to know what you like and your feedback, and I'm happy to make changes based on that. I'm just trying this out, and we'll see. I think giving a little bit more personal insight may be helpful. However, the readings for each sign will be a little bit shorter, okay? Okay, so I'm going to get started. Pisces, what is coming through for you for the first half of December? Maybe December is important for you. Keep it in mind. Okay. September 2019. So the first half of September 2019 for my Pisces. What's coming up? What is coming through? What do you need to know? Let's see. Okay, wow. Excuse me. So we've got the Knight of Swords, we've got Judgment, and we've got the Five of Wands. Okay, so a lot of kind of combative energy here, a lot of kind of heated energy here that I'm feeling, and an opportunity or a chance that you may be humbled in an argument or conflict of some kind. So I'm feeling really that there are a lot of like sort of, this is for some of you, and I feel like I'm going to pull more cards as well, but I feel like for some of you, you're in a bit of a conflict or you're frustrated with something or somebody, and there's just a lot of irritated and, like I said, combative energy flying around in your field. There's going to be almost like a point where things kind of come to a slow stop, and it's like, whoa, look at what you're doing, okay? Like, you are creating, or you are perpetuating or inflaming the situation. You need to take a deep breath and calm down, get focused, and try to approach this with a little bit more of a level head. Okay, so a little bit of chaotic energy for some of you, Pisces, and I feel like you may be like called out, some of you even, or just kind of even calling out yourself and being like, whoa, this is not how to handle this. I need to kind of calm down and redirect my energy, okay? Yeah, so High Priestess and Justice, which is basically what I just said. You need to really get centered, connect with yourself deeply, your subconscious, and really clear out the ego, and kind of wade through and pick through some of those ego thoughts and combative energy that you're storing, and connect to something deeper and more true. And that's where you will find justice. That is where things will, that's where balance will be restored. And that is where you will find sort of like a fair way of doing things and a fair way of approaching things and finding a middle ground, finding, finding justice, finding resolve, right? So make sure that you take a step back from any conflict or competition or just frustration that you've been feeling, and center yourself through meditation, through time in nature, through self-care, through all of those things. It's kind of like just let some of that heavier energy out, some of that conflict energy out, maybe journal a little bit, something like that, instead of just being reactive and engaging in this fight, right? So step back, let it out, okay? Let it go with yourself. Try to just shed some of that so that you can really get to the truth of things and you can really figure out what's really going on and find the real best way to approach things instead of being combative or argumentative or competitive or letting your ego take the lead, which I think there's a risk of ego taking the lead over the next couple of weeks, okay? So get in touch with your intuition, really separate your ego from spirit and those desires and thoughts, and try to reapproach any conflict or situation or frustration from a different place, okay? From a more centered, grounded, and intuitive place. And that is where you will find resolve. Okay, Pisces, so I hope you have a great couple of weeks, okay? Okay, so next we are moving into Cancer. So Cancer, what is coming up for all of you for the next couple of weeks? What is happening? What is the energy? What is coming through? What's coming up? What do you need to know, Cancer? Okay. Cancer. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, Cancer. The Devil, the 10 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords, okay? Feels like a really stressful couple of weeks for some of you, like something that you're holding on to that just feels so hard to let go of, even though you really want to, like a situation or a person or an environment that you feel like you're stuck with, and it's just become so heavy, and it's bringing you so much stress, and it's almost like I feel like for some of you, it's almost like you've convinced yourself in your mind that you're stuck and you just like can't move on from this feeling or this place or this person, okay? But it's like your judgment is clouded because you're so weighed down under things that you can't see what's going on. Like you're unable to step back and really have a clear picture of what's happening and really have a clear picture of the fact that you have power and that you have choices and that you can kind of let things go or walk away if you want to, okay? So I feel like for some of you, it's clouding your judgment, it's making you more stressed and anxious, but again, feeling like a little bit powerless energy. And so your message is really a reminder over this next couple of weeks that you have choices, you have power. Don't let your stress or your thoughts overtake you, and never feel like you are trapped or stuck with something if it just feels too hard, okay? You don't have to continue that way. You just don't. And so the next couple of weeks offer you an opportunity to kind of break under that pressure, almost like in a good way. It's not easy, but it just feels like some of you are just coming to a breaking point where it's just become too much and you can't do it anymore, okay? So I feel that message for a good chunk of you will resonate in some way. And Four of Swords, Knight of Wands. I feel like for some of you, there is a person in your life that is very dominating, and that there might be a need to take a break from that person so that you can think and see more clearly, and sort of break yourself free from that energy so that you can remember that you are autonomous and that you are powerful in yourself. And so separating yourself from others or from a certain person that has really strong energy that influences you very much would be very smart for you over the next couple of weeks so that you can remember where you stand and remember how you feel, okay? Seven of Cups, and I really feel that. I feel that it will kind of just clear your head, allow you to get centered, remove the illusion that you are trapped or stuck or weighted down and there's nothing you can do about it. So this next couple of weeks is really about remembering your truth, remembering what is true, and remembering that you get to have choices and you have good choices, okay? And you don't have to be stuck doing any one thing or being with any one person or whatever, okay? So, right. High Priestess, come back to yourself over these next couple of weeks, okay? Come back to yourself, your intuition, your higher self, your inner voice, all right? So that's really what these next couple of weeks are about. Remove yourself from that which is weighing you down, that making you feel trapped, making you feel stressed out of your mind, and remove yourself from the people that have more of an influence over you than you have over your own life. And recenter yourself in your own truth and your own path so that you can start to make your own choices again, okay, in some way or in all ways. Okay, Cancer. So moving on into Scorpio. So Scorpio, what's coming up for you for these next couple of weeks for the first half of September 2019? What is coming through? What's happening from the Scorpios? What do you need to hear? What do you need to know? Okay, so first of all the cards were coming from underneath the deck, which lets me know, Scorpio, that it feels like there is something under the surface that you've been either suppressing or ignoring or not acknowledging that is kind of bubbling up to the surface. You see the bubbles in the Four of Pentacles here, and it really feels like that, like some longing or some desire that's been hiding in the darkness is now starting to try and push up to the light, and you cannot ignore it anymore, okay? So what I feel here and what I see here, I've got the Four of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Fool. I see a break from security and into something new for some of you, okay? So it's almost like stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something a little bit more daring and wild and new, all right? So that's just kind of the energy that I feel. It's this deep longing that has perhaps been resting in your subconscious for a long time, and maybe a part of you even knows that it's been there, but you've been like, but I'm good, I'm comfortable, everything looks great on paper, I'm okay, like I don't want change, you know, or I'm not ready. Well, it's just no longer, you're no longer able to ignore it over the next couple of weeks. Either an opportunity is going to come up for you to make a change, or that voice inside of you is going to get louder and louder and louder until you have to acknowledge it. So your advice is to be daring and to be brave and to decide to make changes for yourself, to know that it is never too late to start again in any way in your life, okay? Okay, so what else is coming up for you, Scorpio? What else is coming up for Scorpio? Yeah, so I've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, okay? And when I see this Eight of Pentacles, I just see somebody who's so fixated on this, you know, this coin, right? This security blanket, this comfort zone, this stability, that they are unable to see this sort of new tool emerging from these deep waters being offered, and offering you just a new path, a new skill, or a new opportunity to learn a new skill, or to open yourself up to something new and beautiful. So be open to newness over the next couple of weeks. Scorpio, try not to push down that voice inside of you that is screaming for change and asking you to learn new things, and just take risks and be a little bit more daring and be a little bit more brave. Get out of that comfort zone and not get so fixated on your comfort and security and stability, all right? Okay, so that's all I have for all of you beautiful water signs for today. Hope you loved your readings. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website. I will put that in the description box below, thevanmystic.com. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for your reading for the second half of September. Okay? Okay, bye.